World champion of what? I mean, they're the Olympic champions now. The US men's basketball team, the USA B, are the Olympic champions 2024. And I'm not gonna cap, I didn't expect the Olympics to be this fun this year. I thought the USA were gonna run through every single team, gonna run through and make the run everyone expected them to make, gonna make a dream team-esque run. You know, the allure with the dream team was never they having close competitive games. It was just, let's see how much they can run the score up by, winning every single game by 20 plus. But it wasn't quite the same with this team. Nicknamed the Avengers, we saw this team face multiple teams from South Sudan to Serbia in the group stage to, I think, was it Puerto Rico or was it Brazil? I don't know. I can't even remember who they played. But all I remember was the semi-final and the final game. I think they played Brazil in the quarterfinal probably. Well, anyways, the semi-final game is against the Serbian men's basketball national team, and we saw them come against Nikola Jokic, best player in the world, Nikola damn Jokic. And we saw Steph Curry take over quite early on. We saw him just draining threes. And we also saw the brilliance of Nikola Jokic. We saw him take a couple contested shots. We saw towards the end, Joel Embiid got a bit aggressive. You know, he wants to show that he's the best player in the NBA, even though he clearly isn't. But it was quite enjoyable to watch the back and forth action. For the majority of the game, the Serbian team were ahead, which nobody expected, down to the brilliance of Nikola Jokic and the fantastic sharp shooting of Abramovich and Bogdanovic and several other players in the Serbian national teams that just did their role well. Problem was, when it comes down the stretch, quality trumps effort, and the quality of the US men's basketball team can't be touched. Steph Curry just took over and hit three after three after three. LeBron James inside, absolutely triumphant. You know, he's King James for a reason. At the age of 39, turning 40 years old in December, he was just charging in and nobody could put a stop to him. Not one person could put a stop to him. And then obviously they win that game and they go into the final against Victor Wembanyama's French national team. Victor Wembanyama hasn't had the tremendous tournament we spoke about him having. He had a couple good games, but he couldn't necessarily knock down that three ball consistently. But he's had a couple good games, so we can live with his performances so far. And even those few good games he had were better than pretty much everyone else's except like 5 players. So Victor Wembanyama still put up a decent performance. He put up a great performance, I think, in this game. He turned the scoring game on, whereas before, when his scoring game wasn't necessarily working, he could knock down a clutch shot. He's shown that throughout the tournament, but his defense was what he used to clutch. My issue with that game was the French coaching, because with the French coaching we saw them switch Wembanyama off and put Yabusele on Joel Embiid towards the end, and Joel Embiid was just eating at the foul line, could get his shots off because Yabusele is a lot shorter than him. Whereas in the first half we saw Joel Embiid struggle against Victor Wembanyama because of Victor Wembanyama's size and because of the FIBA calls. They're not going to give him every single foul call. This isn't the NBA, son. Stop being a soft punk. Either way, we saw Victor Wembanyama put up a decent performance, but man, Wardell, Stephen Curry. There's nothing else for me to say really. He's absolutely insane. He's manic. He shot over, it was Nick Batum and somebody else, might have been in California, I'm not sure. He shot over Wembanyama. That picture of Wembanyama like 10 feet in the air, trying to block the shot while Steph Curry's fading away as the shot is flying through the sky. It's insane. There's nobody in the world that has come remotely close to the universe of Steph Curry in terms of shooting. Nobody has come close. When Steph Curry is on, you cannot stop him. You give him an open look, that is suicide. Absolute suicide. You guard him with one player, that is suicide. Suicide, man. And even when they put 2 on him, still managed to be suicide. What can I say? In the end, the USA B became Olympic champions for the 2008, 12 16, 20 for the 5th time in a row. Haven't lost a game since 2004, mind you. And we saw them crown LeBron James the Olympics MVP. Great performances, really good performances from LeBron. I mean, he took over in games when he needed to take over. He showcased that he was the captain, he was the leader, he was the general, despite having all these players, despite having 4 MVPs on the team. He showcased that he was the best player in the world. 4 MVP, yeah, KD, Embiid, LeBron, and Steph. He showcased that he was the champion. He was in charge. Anything he says goes. But I know we don't traditionally give MVPs to losers, but Nikola Jokic was the best player at the Olympics. I'm sorry, he just was. I think LeBron averaged, let's look at his stats. LeBron averaged 14 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. Fantastic stats, especially for the Olympics. In tournament games, it's quite difficult to get exceedingly high stats, especially in a team where you're surrounded by some of the best players in the world. But for a man in Nikola Jokic that did everything except hold on for that last minute against the USA national team, he still managed to average 18.8 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 8.7 assists. That's a near triple-double. That's absolutely insane. Surrounded by the players he's surrounded by compared to LeBron, he's still averaging 8.7 assists. He's still getting 18.8 points playing in the FIBA. If you were to average a dub, that's insane. You can't average a dub in the Olympics. That's crazy. But we saw him play and adequately push his team alongside Bogdanovic. I rate you, Bogdanovic. I liked Bogdanovic from time, so just me jumping on him performing well at the Olympics. I've loved him at the Atlanta Hawks for years and years and years. But Nikola Jokic for me, from Sombor, Serbia, especially, I don't know if I'm be able to find the clip of the guy going Sombor shuffle, baby.
Jokic igra 1-1. Sombor shuffle, baby!
But there's nothing you can do to stop him, and I was really impressed. He did win a bronze medal in the end, beating the German national team in the bronze medal game. He made the All-Olympics team. He showcased how good he was. Dennis Schroeder also made that team. I think Dennis Schroeder had a decent performance. And we know what Patty Mills is when he gets to the Olympics. He's just unlucky. He came up against Strazel on the French national team. Yabusele, finally, Yabusele deserves a contract. He is the Richard Jeffersons of the Ben Wallaces. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you, man, in a bit. Boom.